Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the BBA Daily News 004. I'm your host, Mr. Tristan John, and I have with me my co-host.
My you sharp in the building.
All right. And we're excited to bring you curated NBA news so you don't have to go looking for it yourself, so that you can be informed on the latest and greatest that is going on in the NBA today. And Mayu, I think because we missed a couple of days this week,
Man.
we have to make it up to the people, and I think we have. They've been quite some events lately that we're going to cover.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Much apologies, ladies and gentlemen, but we are back in action. We got some hot stories for you coming right off the press. And take a listen.
That's right. So without further ado, we're going to dive right into the first story of the day. Pablo Ranchero is the number one rookie, according to Kia. Let's take a look. And this story here comes to you from the NBA, and what they're referring to is the Kia rookie letter. So, Mayu, let's shed some light on this one. What are your thoughts on this one, Mayu?
Hey, my peoples, I'm always going to be honest with you. As long as you know me, as long as I'm talking on this show, I know nothing about the rookie race right now. I really have not been paying attention to the rookies. It has not been exciting, to be honest. AJ Griffin, I'm sorry, my guy, but I have no clue who you are. And I actually live in Atlanta too, and I've never heard of you. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're, in the runnings for being Rookie of the Year. Paolo, the only thing I know about him is him and what's his name from the Hawks, Mr. Another Seattle native, DeJounte Murray. They had a little run in this summer in the Drew League, and that was pretty exciting. But for the most part, his numbers look pretty efficient, but I can't tell you much about that, man. That's just out of my range.
That's fair. I mean, if you don't know anything about it, I know I certainly don't know anything about it. But we can learn together as a viewership. If you guys know anything about who your favorite rookies are, just feel free to let us know in the comments. I mean, what do you think about these numbers here?
Benedict. Hey, Benedict Mathurin. I've seen some games. I've heard some things about him.
Yep.
His go get it, tenacity, mindset. I should say. He's pretty good. If I had to pick, I would pick him.
Right on. Let's just see who else. See some of these names here. Have you heard of Walker Kessler?
Yeah, I think he was one of the dudes that got dunked on, if I'm correct. So I don't think those are good highlights. Those are actually lowlights if you're getting dunked on.
Jaylen Williams, OKC.
I mean, they don't even have a picture of him, so that tells you something.
Wait, let's see here. We might not get the volume, but let's see. We're still figuring that out.
They don't even have a picture of him, guys. They don't even have a picture to say this is a highlight.
What do you think about that?
Good. It's a good dunk. I mean, he's tall. I mean, but he had an interesting story to make it to the NBA, from what I know. So, again, happy for the guy. But they don't even have a real highlight or picture for him. So that says something.
Fair use, ladies and gentlemen. We are invoking our fair use privileges to bring you the highlights of these news. Fair use. What do you think about the afro? Think about the afro. Do you think it hinders or adds to his abilities on the court? Does it get in your way or anything? Because I'd imagine when you have hair, right? So long as it's not obstructing your vision, it should be fine.
Yeah. Back in my day when I had some hair, it keeps the sweat out of your eyes,
Gotcha. It's like a natural headband almost.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Keegan Murray?
Keegan Murray's a good shooter from, I think, Ohio State, if I'm correct.
Okay.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, my camera's acting all wonky, so please excuse me, but you hear the voice.
Are you off camera?
Yeah, my camera's acting up today, man.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, nonetheless, this is a little glimpse of the rookies. I'm sure we will be hearing more of them on more shows to come. Shout out to all of the rookies on the list. All right, next story. LeBron, LeBron has made the news again. So he's a newsworthy guy, it seems. And it seems like the latest story on LeBron is that he just become the first player to score 40 against all 30 teams, making history on his way to the all-time scoring record.
That is
so.
Cool.
What do you think about that?
I mean, that's pretty dope. I don't think any team can say, "Oh, it looks like a haunted house in my house with this camera view." But hey, this is me, guys. This is the beginning of BBA Daily News. Like I said, this is how we started, but this is not how we finish it. But
that's right.
Back to the topic. Hey, that is amazing. I mean, to score 40 points against 30 teams. I mean, most people can only score points against, 40 points ever sometimes, let alone in one game, So, I mean, that's amazing. I think that's, of course, I to be honest, I don't think he was as stylish as Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. I would definitely pick those other two over him when it comes to excitement. But, I mean, when it comes to efficiency, longevity, having all the expectations for him to be a great player, and he exceeded that. I mean, come on, give him his roses, guys.
Yeah, that's well said, man. This stat's incredible. I
mean, look at it.
Look at this.
It averages at least 26 points against every team. That is insane.
Yeah. Amazing. Man. I don't have words, man. I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely speechless on this one, man.
Hey, man, this is the numbers everyone, I can't even say wishes they can eclipse. I mean, this is something that you can't even dream of. So shout out to LeBron King James himself.
Right on, man. Shout out to Mr. James on arguably probably one of the more impressive records one can achieve.
Yeah, man.
Pretty amazing. Speaking of the Lakers, Anthony Davis makes his return from a 20-game absence, and Hachimura makes his debut.
Hachi.
A lot going on the Lakers. What do you think about this, Mayu?
Like I said, I think it was like we said before. I think it's great that they got Hachi. I think that was a great pickup for them, especially that Anthony Davis can be quite injury prone over the last several seasons. It's crazy to see because he starts off really well and somehow, some way he gets hurt. So, and this is actually him missing 20 games in a row. Crazy enough, is pretty average for him.
Wow, man, that's unfortunate. Do you?
Yeah.
What kind of injuries does he have usually, or is it just like different stuff?
Man, it's different stuff. Leg, shoulder, foot. I believe he hurt his ankle shooting a half-court shot coming down on someone's foot. It actually wasn't his fault. It's not really his fault, but just the fact that it just happens so often, and then he's playing with a player that is the complete opposite of him and LeBron James, so who stays healthy roughly a lot more often than Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Davis aside, right? You and I were having a conversation recently about just strengthening the lower body, right? Like areas like the feet, the knees, that are very vulnerable to injuries, it seems like. And we're not endorsed, or we don't have any affiliation with this guy, but I recently started watching a basketball player turned personal trainer, kind of fitness guru guy. His name is Knees Over Toes guy,
Heard
and
about that guy.
yeah, and his story is pretty interesting. He's making his rounds right now around the media circuit and whatnot. But basically, he did a lot of things through what were these kind of unorthodox methods of training that focus primarily on building up the knees, the front of the calves, the feet, lower back, hip flexors. So I wonder if a lot of this you're more of a hooper than I am. I wonder if a lot of this comes down to maybe like maybe, what do you think it is, right? That why is it that some players get injured more than others? Do you think generally we're lacking because we're not lacking in medical resources? Do you think we're lacking in the right training regimens, or what do you think it is?
I think it's a combination of things, especially when you have these taller players who are just extremely tall, probably in the 1 percentile of people who are that tall. I don't know the percentages, but for the most part, I mean, that's a lot on your knees and on your body
Right.
to be running around every game.
Yeah.
He's a big man, so he's getting beat up, he's getting hit. So, I mean,
Mhm.
that's a lot on your body. If anyone's familiar with Yao Ming, he kind of had the same issues, a lot of issues with the legs, staying healthy.
Mhm.
If you're already running, jumping, dunking, and the main focus is to, put more weight on your body and get stronger, you're now putting more weight onto your knees and things of that nature. So
Mm.
just one of those things that maybe, there's studies out there to say if you do certain exercises growing up based off of your age range or based off of your weight and age,
Mhm.
maybe there are some studies out there to say, hey, kind of gradually get to putting more uh torque and stuff on your body. If you've been doing this since you were a little kid, it's bound that you're going to get injured.
Got you. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, man. Well, hey, I wish him good health, man. Injuries, not something anybody wants to go through. So,
Right.
yeah, man. Anything else on this one before we go to the next one?
No, that's it, man. That is it.
Cool.
157 points away, man. They're going to be recording that every day.
Oh, you're talking about from beating Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record?
Yes.
That's yep. Man,
Mhm.
what a time!
What a time.
Yeah. So next story, right? And I'm sure we're gonna cover when LeBron gets close to or beats that record on the show.
Don't you worry.
So next story of today comes to us from our good friends at Reddit.
Reddit is the truth.
Oh yeah, love Reddit. We're not endorsed by Reddit, but Reddit, if you want to sponsor us, feel free.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
We'll bring people your way, even though we know you're doing an amazing job at that already.
even though you don't need us.
Yeah, yes, but we would love to work with you,
Yeah. So, all right. So, a couple of things here, right?
Jeez.
Now, according to Stats Muse, Damian Lillard, that is, has had the most efficient 60-point game in NBA history. Now, I'm gonna pause right there, Mayu. What do you think about that?
I mean, 60 points. I mean, he's good for it, man. He is a shooter, shoots from far away like Steph Curry, as they would say, Dame time. It was an amazing experience to witness from Mr. Damian Lillard. But 60 points, I mean, you can't sneeze at 60 points ever. That's amazing. And most efficient, let's see what we got: 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 89.8 TS. What is TS? I
Okay. Now let's get to the bottom of that for a second.
TS.
All right.
They always making something crazy, switching stuff up. I know
Let's get to the
field goal
bottom.
percentage, but what is this?
Let's get to the bottom of that. Okay. So true shooting percentage. Let me zoom in here.
Huh? What does that mean?
This looks like okay. In basketball, true shooting percentage is an advanced statistic that measures a player's efficiency at shooting the ball. It is intended to more accurately calculate a player's shooting than field goal percentage, free pro. I can't say it.
Well, what was that?
Okay, let me start that over.
Okay, no problem, sir.
It is intended to more accurately calculate a player's shooting than field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and 3-point field goal percentage taken individually. So they're basically trying to say the true shooting percentage is better than field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and 3-point field goal percentage separately.
Why couldn't they just stick to the basics and we just talk about field goal percentage? That's it. That we have a percentage and then we have the field goals, which usually include the 3-point, scoring from the 3-point line and scoring from the 2-point area. All this other extra stuff is just more stuff for me to calculate. Just come on, Skip.
All right, so Mayu's not a fan of true shooting percentage, and you vote for bringing back field goal percentage and these other stats.
Yes,
fair enough. Yeah, because then if you're a regular fan or a casual player, which we know a thing or two about casual players here at the BBA. If you're a casual player, you don't want to pull out a graphing calculator every time you want to calculate a TS percentage. I don't imagine, right?
Yeah, that's why having a system where we can kind of calculate. That's what I get for talking about you. Calculate analytics and keep all of these things in a nice neat place for these players to see without them having to get their calculator out to measure these percentages, because this is ridiculous.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes if it's not broke, maybe we shouldn't fix it. Is that what we're getting to with this one?
Yeah, it was never broken. I think these days we are in the where are we in? We are in the world. We are in the time of information. So the more information, the more people are interested in learning more about these players. Apparently, so hey,
yeah. It's like we create data points that we sometimes maybe and look, maybe this is. I'm not a mathematician personally. I don't do data science or any of those things. So maybe this is a better way of doing it. But if you guys know a thing or two about this, feel free to weigh in the comments section. Let us know which one you prefer over field goal percentage or some of these older stats here that were kind of the norm for since the sport came around versus this newer statistic here that they just came up with. Anything else on this story right here before we move to the next one?
Let's move on down the road.
Let's do it. All right. So, did Jaylen Brown's missed free throws cost them the game versus the Knicks? And when I say them, we're talking about I believe it was the Celtics. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, did you see this game here?
I saw the highlights. And
let's go ahead and play it. Fair use. We're gonna go ahead and invoke our fair use abilities. Oh man, this guy is happy.
He is laughing. He is laughing. How could you? You couldn't even make one, and he's looking serious. Like, man, I ain't laughing, man. What you laughing at?
Oh no,
friends.
Oh man, see this when
That's
people talk about an NFT, this could be like a GIF, an NFT that
amazing.
This is like what 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Look at it. Man.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we don't actually see when he misses the free throws, but essentially, and Maya, correct me if I'm wrong. Jaylen Brown misses both of the free throws that he was supposed to make, and if he made these free throws, would they have won the game?
Yes, if he made both of his free throws. So for people who don't know, he went to the line, got fouled. He was awarded 2 free throws, 2 shots to shoot for free with no one in your face, no one breathing down your neck, no sweat touching your skin from somebody else's skin. He's there by himself. So the score, I believe, we're just going to use this for example. Don't quote me. The score is 118, 119. Boston has 118. Knicks have 119. Jaylen Brown goes to the free throw line for 2. He misses the first one. He misses the second one, so they get no points, and they stay at 117. So the score was actually 117 to 118. And if he would have made those 2 free throws when the Knicks had 118, they would have won the game.
Man, that's tough. That's tough. Is he usually Jaylen Brown? Because I don't know his stats like that. Does he usually make or not make his free throws?
Hey, let's pull up his percentage. Jaylen Brown's free throw percentage. I don't think it's that good. We are in 21. Yeah, it's not. I mean, of course, it's still, that's not really good. We think about it as like school or lettering or some, lettering grades. Mm-hmm. So if he has 72% in his career, that means, you're still getting a C or a D. That's a D.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That's a good analogy. So think of that number as like the grade point system that we use in our education system, and according to that, somewhere in the 70s, that's like B minus C plus territory.
Yep.
Right. So it's not great.
Still,
it's good. It's passable, but you want to be in the upper range of the 80s or the 90s is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, especially when you're just there shooting by yourself, and you got all practice and stuff to make these free throws. But hey, for a lot of players, it's a struggle.
Yeah,
it's a struggle.
Mm-hmm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, Mayu is gonna bring out some how-to instructional videos on how to shoot better free throws. It's in the content calendar. So Jaylen Brown, you want to check out Mayu's videos, man. It's okay. Yeah, man. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we have any other stories for this show. Thanks for joining us. We're going to upload back-to-back today. So we're going to have BBA Daily News 005, and we have a story for you coming up. So please stay tuned. Like, subscribe, share the video and the content. Follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in. Any last words for the people, Mayu?
Ladies and gentlemen, much appreciated, much love. Thank you again for watching another show on BBA Daily News 004. Got tournaments coming up. Tournament coming up February 19th. That is a Sunday from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. $2,000 cash prize, 5-on-5 basketball tournament, double elimination. Come sign up. We will have the link to the Eventbrite. Bring your teams, bring your family to come watch you play. This is all for the community, and we got more to give, guys. So stay tuned and holla at your boy.
Right on. And with that, we're gonna wrap this one up.